W to his friend, Eric Wiltshire.
With the time fast approaching 1300, well, it is 1300 in Central Europe. That's 12 o'clock in the UK. This is Radio Relief on a Wednesday.
3. Wash your hands. It just takes 20 seconds. Wash your hands. It's for your own protection. No exception, no objection. You'll make such a nice impression. No infection if you only wash your hands. And you're done.
Hello, Ed.
Happy Rubber Ducky Day.
10-4.
No, I think it's the rubber ducky, as in the one you put in your bath.
Oh, is it?
But it's also Public Radio Broadcasting Day.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of one of those, aren't we?
That's what I thought.
Yes. And what about yesterday?
Yes. What the thing that you sent me, is that what we're talking about?
No. Your day for yesterday, for you.
Oh, was yesterday Dave Day?
No.
Sorry.
It was Audio Fella Day, something.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, hold on, I'll go and find out. I don't know.
No, it was.
It's Sticker Day as well today.
Sticker Day. Do you know, I used to love collecting them. Now I can't stand them.
What, football stickers?
Yes.
Did you collect it every year?
No, I'm worse than that.
How can you get any worse?
I collect radio station stickers.
Oh, the old car stickers.
Yes.
Oh, I always used to like car stickers. It's just I didn't have a car to put them in. Now I've got a car to put them in, and they don't do car stickers.
What did you collect then?
What did I collect as a hobby?
In car sticker
What
terms.
car stickers? Mainly just a certain London and a certain national station that sort of appealed to me at the time.
Radio 1 and Capital.
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, I was young. I didn't know what I was doing.
No, that's
Yesterday
okay.
Yesterday was Kiss a Ginger Day.
No, not that
as
one.
well as being Marzipan Day.
No.
Poetry at Work Day and Pharmacist Day.
No.
I don't have any others.
Oh.
Maybe somebody could enlighten us.
Oh, well,
what else is today?
There was an audio one.
Oh, right. It's Make Your Dream Come True Day as well today.
Oh, like that.
And Skeptics Day. We don't like skeptics.
I'm a skeptic.
Depends how sceptical you want to be, especially in our current climate. And
Well,
it's also
true.
Peach Melba Day.
Oh, I like those. I got to say hi to Paul. Says hi, and Eric. Axel says hello, Eric and Dave, and the RTI fans in Axel's house. Ooh,
Hey,
he's having a radio party.
at 6 o'clock in the morning? Is he nuts?
I probably haven't gone to bed from the day before. Who is the guy on the radio station yesterday? Who is the guy on the radio
Well,
station?
that could be anybody, really.
Do you mean the American gentleman, Axel? Because if that's the case, the American gentleman, that was Larry London in the afternoon.
Oh, yes.
And we had Dave on.
Our audience went through the roof.
A little bit. We should say thank you to Larry for that. It was really kind of him. Because the Voice of America program called Border Crossings that we now carry, Larry was kind enough to say hello and all the rest of it, and give us a quick plug and all that sort of thing. It went out to 280 million homes.
One or two.
That's probably why the servers are struggling this morning. I think Axel says yes, it was the American gentleman. That is Larry London, who we met many years ago. We won't say how. And he does this amazing program called Border Crossings that you can write to, you can email. If you just type in Border Crossings, VOA, there's especially for the US, there's a toll-free number that Axel can call into Washington and ask for some music. You can. Or a dedication. You could just say how much you love Melissa. That'd be cool.
VOA is very big.
It is rather, isn't it? In
It
fact,
takes a long time to wander around.
Oh yes, because you've described the
was
official tour.
Describe the official tour. Well, I didn't do the official tour. I broke the official tour by starting on the wrong floor and then ending up at the beginning,
Yes,
as one does.
yes.
But the official tour was very informative and good fun. But I think it was probably because I was the only one on it and I had 2 staffers with me at the time.
You were VIP'd round.
I was VIP'd round the VOA.
Ah, nice one. What's Steve say? I thought you collected complaints from Ofcom.
We try not to.
Well, we did in the old days. We used to get lots of them from the Radio Authority.
Yes, the Radio Authority
Yeah.
used to have a direct mailbox to
It was so funny. Oh dear. Oh, that's right. Because it all came flooding back to me this morning when I saw somebody saying, "Oh, I've got to have one of those," and
what's that then?
it's a fake faux, as in FAUX,
Yes.
officially endorsed egg, like a big egg, like an Easter egg, and inside it is Presley.
Well, Elvis Presley.
Yes,
You can buy an Elvis Presley Easter egg.
yes, but it's a metal one. It's a pretend Fabergé, in other words,
Right.
but it's got Elvis in the middle. And I went, and somebody said, "Do you think he would want one of these?" I went, "Nope."
No, he'd return to sender.
Very good.
Thank you. I'm on top form today. Things
Yes.
can only go down.
Yes. Mitchell's just finished washing his hands, apparently, and that's why he's now saying hello, everybody.
Excellent. You don't want to get water on your keyboard, especially if it's a laptop.
No, that's very true. Do you remember that video years ago? There was it was on one of the German channels. I can't remember. I think it was NR3. They put this spoof video together because for some reason Mummy was working at home, and so daughter decided to help clear up.
Oh, no.
Yes, and she washed her mum's laptop in the sink
Fantastic.
in
That's
soapy
genius.
water. What a genius idea!
That's brilliant. Actually, I used to work with somebody who claimed their Apple computer stopped working after knocking a glass of water over on it. And they said, "Oh, can we have it back? Or could they have a new one? Or could we fix it?" And we we shouldn't have done this, but it was out of warranty and everything. So we cracked it open to see what damage he'd done. And it's the first time we've ever known anybody drink water that was brown and sticky.
Ugh. It was cola.
Yes.
Aha.
Don't think he thought we were going to break it open. Think he was just hoping to get a new one.
Ah. Did you pour rice all over it?
Well, no, because he did it over the weekend and he'd had it sitting fizzing happily for a couple of days. A bit like getting Yui Girana to come along and sit on top of your satellite receiver.
Yeah, indeed. Ian says, "Sorry, I'm late. HP trouble."
Oh dear.
What's that then? Maybe it's the
I-
manufacturer.
I think that could be the manufacturer.
Yes, could be, because my dead Acer computer, which wasn't actually Acer's fault, it was the hard drive. I eventually got round to taking it apart properly and taking all the little cables and the little ribbon feeds out, and managed to get the thing out. And it was horrible because when the top went ping as it comes up, there was all little bits of dust went everywhere. It looked like I'd never cleaned it.
It's amazing how all these bits of tech that you have seem to suck in so much dust.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
though
I mean,
they've all got fans that seem to blow all the time.
Well, yeah.
What's going on there?
no, I mean, people laugh at me because I say to them, they come in with, I get mates come in and say, "Oh, my computer's running slow and yada, yada, yada." So I do the necessary and get it working again. And then before they go out, I said, "Oh, we'll go into the technical room. Why? What's the matter with it?" So I just want to clean it. Oh, and they think technical, Nope. I switch the vacuum cleaner on, which has a little special head on the end of it, or the one that I've got in the technical room anyway. And I vacuum underneath it. And they go, "Why are you doing that?"
What are you doing?
And I said, "Look, because it's got one of those, it's a bagless one and you can see the stuff. And you can see all this dust coming out from where the fans are. And they look at me horrified, and I go, "No, it's not your fault." And they go, "But," and there's little bits of hair and tiny little things fly out. So no, it's
Bits
just
of breakfast
bits
and
of
dinner.
the whole thing. Yeah, shooting match 9 yards, and they get really embarrassed. I go, no. I'll only use it on the table now. No, it doesn't make a lot of difference because even dust on the table, if 2 days after you clean the table, there's dust on it. That'll go in there as well, because it just does. And they go, oh, so it's all right. I said, well, why did you do it? I said, because if you get too much on there, the fan doesn't go round, and poof goes the computer. Because it
doesn't work so well.
No, it gets a bit of a heart attack, gets terribly hot, and doesn't work very well. So, excuse me. We hip trouble? No, who's got hip trouble?
No, HP trouble. It would seem that the laptop was frozen on Ian's internet browser page.
Ooh, dodgy that. Dodgy.
It's probably, if he was on Facebook, that's probably what did it, to be entirely honest.
Well, that's true. Although I've got to admit, they are starting to get round that a bit.
Are they? It seems to be getting worse from where I'm sitting.
No, it's definitely, it's getting faster, and I've worked out what a lot of it is now. A lot of it is their COVID checks. So when you post something,
Right.
it is the little bots are running around checking you aren't doing something daft.
They must have great fun with us then.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's funny how that works. Steve says, don't use Internet Explorer. No, I don't.
Internet Explorer doesn't exist anymore. Isn't it called Edge or something?
Yeah,
The Edge.
The Edge, which is rubbish.
Just what we need is Bono and the rest of U2 turning up.
I'm still... I mean, sometimes it throws its toys out the pram and annoys me, but I'm still stuck with Firefox. I can't find anything that works better. I hate Chrome.
Oh, I use Chrome. I like Chrome.
No, it takes too much control.
It didn't originally.
It still
I think
does.
it's just because Google's trying to take over the planet.
Well, that's true. It's hence why all these silly rants with the all alpha males in the US are going on at the moment, with that app, that everybody's.
Oh, the one that.
Twitter paid for the.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's worse than that. It's their security system on that app that Twitter actually own the rights to.
That's a bit scary, isn't it? How many people? I mean, it's like not many people realise that WhatsApp and Instagram are all Facebook apps.
No, I don't think people do. No, I think you're quite right.
And when it comes down to it, there's only a very small amount of companies out there that seems to be doing all of this thing. It's a bit of a monopoly.
Well, it's always been like that, but people don't realise it's like the old days of me and you playing telly. There was only a handful of people that you could go to in the world and say, "Hello, can I borrow your satellite, please?"
Well, yeah, that's true.
And
there was an even smaller amount that went yes.
No, I think we did most, because I was actually just reminded me. If we go through from west to east, as it were,
Is this wise?
do you know the only people who didn't let us or come to us and say, "Do you want to play?" was actually Astra.
Oh,
They didn't-
maybe they were fed up with us on a Wednesday night.
Well, that could be true. But all the others, Intelsat, Panamsat, General Electric with Sirius,
Eutelsat?
Eutelsat, they all let us play.
Scary,
Safari's the
scary,
best
scary.
browser. Actually, why do you like Safari, Marcus? Because I have to use it in the day job. I have to use all browsers, Edge, the lot. But I find Safari really clunky. But there you go. And my preference of the Firefox network is a thing called Pale Moon.
Pale Moon?
Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
Well,
Tell me more.
It's like Firefox, right? But there's no Mac stuff in it. So in other words, they strip all the Mac stuff out of Firefox and then relabel it as Pale Moon. Safari is very secure. I don't think so.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, Marcus. We're going to have to agree to disagree again, because it's not the browser that's half the problem. It's where you go to. That's the problem. I mean, excuse me. I've got a definite frog in my throat today.
Have you?
Yes. It's the trouble with a lot of this stuff is that a lot of people, and I'm not being disrespectful when I say this, it's like people who drive cars and don't know what actually lives under the bonnet. And it's the same with the internet. It's just one of
If you
those
have an electric car, not a lot.
Well, there is that to it. But I'm sure people would run around, with the putting the brakes on to do wheelies with the car in an electric car and not realising how much damage they're doing, because it would. Have you got a date for Satfest yet? Got to book someone in to fix my dish. No.
Still waiting to sort out my counsellor for that.
Well, yes, we've also got to sort out where we're going with COVID, unfortunately, which doesn't seem to be getting any better. Which actually prompts me. Ian just said, "I use Firefox." There you go. I put
So
this.
are we saying that I should use Firefox? Is this what
Well, I
we come
prefer
down
it
to,
because it's got lots of. If you're a slightly techie, where you can control everything, not so much the security because that's pretty hot on there. But if you want to switch things off and on, you can.
Right.
Yeah, and it's basically the deal with Google, which enabled it to get going. But Firefox is really good. But we're talking about just mentioned COVID, and I posted something this morning, and I'd like to read this to you.
Oh,
I've actually got my phone.
can you read?
I've got my phone ready.
I know we can see it in your hand, and if you were paying attention earlier, you would have heard it ring.
No, it went bleep for my water.
Oh, right. Did it bleep on air or off air at that point? I don't know where you had your microphone open. I heard it at my end, but I would.
Yes.
Sorry.
Will we? Hey,
What?
what satellite will you use? Why not rent some space on one of the channels on the Sky EPG that hosts various slots and infomercials? Well, actually, we've already been offered the space, Marcus. We're not paying for it. We get it for free.
Oh, my God. I hope you're going to tell me about this at some point. I never find out these things on this show. Please tell me what's going on.
So the
My
chances,
stress levels through the roof.
if we do it, it will be on Eutelsat this time, and due to those nice people in Paris. And would it be on the Sky EPG? Unlikely, but we don't know that for sure yet because there is capacity to go there. Would we bother to go on the Sky EPG? Nah, not worth the effort, to be honest. And to be honest, the funniest thing, the one we did in the centre of London was hysterical. In fact, the Federation of Area Installers actually phoned me up and said, "We love you. Can you do another one?" So I said, "Why is that?" So
I remember this.
yeah, and he said, because all of our engineers everybody was out on Friday, and then just about everybody was out on the Monday, because they took the dishes, moved them from the Sky position in the Clark's Belt, and they moved them from 28 degrees to 5 degrees, so that they could watch me and Dave muck about. And so Sky lost thousands upon thousands of viewers because everybody had their dish moved because they couldn't watch Sky. But that didn't matter. They booked them on the Friday to move them. They booked on the Monday to go back. Isn't that nice?
And they wished on Saturday morning they hadn't bothered.
But I think it's more a case that Satfest is more of a enthusiast thing than a consumer thing. Although the consumers we get tend to like us a lot. I don't know why, but there you go. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and it does. But I want to read you this thing because we mentioned COVID, and this is from. Are you ready? 1664.
Oh yes, I've I've seen this. Go on.
And it's so true.
Yes.
On
When,
hearing...
when you said 1664,
Yes.
that's the year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a beer.
No.
Although there is one that's named 16. Anyway, on hearing ill rumour that Londoners may soon be urged into their lodgings by Her Majesty's men, I looked upon the street to see a gaggle of striplings, that's young men, making fair merry, and no doubt spreading the plague well about. Not a care had these rogues for the health of their elders. Samuel Pepys' Diaries, London, 1664. How true is that? Do we learn anything from history? No. No. It would be good to dual cast on YouTube. It is possible, Marcus, that we could do that, but it will depend on certain bits being blocked out.
I've just worked something out.
What?
On the 16th of January,
Yes.
that is that would have been a Friday 23 years ago. I know where I was. Where were you?
Molyneux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
23 years since we did that lunacy.
Does seem a long while ago, doesn't it?
Not long enough.
Not long enough. The reason we couldn't do all of it on YouTube, Marcus, is because of music. Now, the very nice people that provide us with a music license, who we can go and grovel to again, that covers the satellite, but not YouTube, because YouTube have got their own thing going, and they just chop us off because we have no control over it. And some of the music that we would be playing, because I've spoken to some musicians here who said, yeah, we'd love to be on it with you, Eric. Fantastic. And one of them is actually a Slovak folk band. And you'll never believe what one of the instruments is. A wooden box.
A crate.
No, it's about the size of a large bird box in your garden.
Right.
And you put it between your knees. It's a wooden box, just a wooden box. And they get all different sounds out of it.
Huh.
It's really cool.
Just imagine if this bird box had a bird in it, especially a woodpecker. It'd be epic.
No, that'd be cheap instrument then, so no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I blew that one completely.
Yes.
I think I'll have another slurp of my coffee. But I'd
Go and have another slurp of your coffee.
something like that. Supposed to not help you. Huh? So anyway, no, I don't follow that one, Axel, at all. You'll have to shout. Bottom line is, Marcus, it's almost impossible that it would be on 20. Well, certainly wouldn't be on the Sky EPG because they're too much of a pain to deal with to do that sort of stuff. They wouldn't get it anyway. And, the mucking about and hoops you have to jump through. I've done Sky EPG applications before, and pain in the bum. And most of the infomercial slots that are out there, they would charge oodles of money. And I mean oodles of money, because believe it or not, some of those infomercial channels, they make a fortune.
Yep.
They do, don't
Why
they,
do you
Dave?
think they make them?
Well, there is that
They're
to
not
it as
stupid.
well. They aren't daft.
Don't you need a box set of 150 CDs of 70s music?
It's the worst ones are those crooner musics from the 50s and
Ah,
60s.
yes. The Rat Pack are back.
No,
in this 30 CD selection.
No, I like the Rat Pack. I love them. I think they're brilliant. But then they put all the dirge with it.
Well, this was what I was going to say. It's got this 30 CD selection has 5 hits you'll recognise, and the rest is all dirge that we got cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably never going to get a job.
There was a
working for one of
company
these
called
companies.
Castle who used to do that, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was Castle. There was a few others as well. Most of which are etched onto my brain.
Yes,
never
because
to be
one of them was
repeated.
down the road from you.
Yes.
Yes. Marcus says vegetable peelers. I know.
Or do you need to remove those little bobbles from your jumper?
A new jumper.
Well, that would be quicker, but you could buy one of these things off an infomercial which remove all the bobbles from your jumper. And if you use it plenty of times, I guess, removing all these bobbles that appear on your jumper, eventually you'll end up with nothing.
You know what they are, don't you? They're just a stripped down cheap version of an electric razor.
Right.
And they are.
So, yes, they are literally chopping these things off. So you'll end up with no jumper whatsoever.
I know, and I don't get all the attachments either, Marcus. I really don't. They're horrific.
Spiralizer? What on earth
What's a
is that?
spiralizer? Oh, that's the thing that you put into an apple and spin it round and round and round. The sharpest knife in the world.
Knife in the world.
Oh, yeah, we can do those. No, but the trouble is, I've done shopping telly more than once. In fact, I used to do a weekly show, if you remember, Dave.
Yes.
Yes, which was quite funny.
Is this show becoming a shopping
Actually, it's true. After the last time somebody asked, I did check it. And if you go to shoppingtelly.com and put my name in, but they spell it wrong, they spell it like the county, I think, there's yours truly on QVC. But we like QVC anyway.
Yes.
They were good fun, weren't they?
They were very good fun.
Yes.
In fact, actually, I can... Oh, clang. I wonder if I can find the QVC jingle.
Not the ruler one.
Not the ruler, the one they made for us. Hold
Oh,
on.
right. Yes, because they made us a jingle, didn't they?
They did, yes.
Yes.
Let me see if I
Coming
can
on
find
the
it.
Media Zoo. It is.
Talk amongst yourselves,
Yeah.
team.
Did you buy the company? No, I didn't buy the company. But the thing that I liked about
Remington.
Oh no,
That was the bloke who bought the company, wasn't it?
That's the man. He bought the razors as well. The thing I loved about it was actually live telly.
It was good fun.
It's great fun to do. And honestly, you'd have the producer screaming in my ear, telling me, "Eric, stop telling stories and sell." And then afterwards, you go, "God, now I understand why you tell the stories, because the phone lines just exploded." I go, "Yeah, because there's no point in buying that little box unless the bloke who's buying it can understand the reason why he's buying it. It's not because it's pretty and purple. It's because it's gonna save him having to buy perfume for his wife when he doesn't do something right, or flowers or something."
Which is always bad.
Yes, which is always
It
terrible.
looks as though I've archived it off my machine. I will find it for Monday.
Okay then, yes. That was quite a good little stinger, wasn't it? Can't we hack it about?
Well, it was just they were sort of saying that they were going to come on the show, or come on Eric Wiltshire's satellite surgery.
Well, is it still the surgery then?
Yeah, it was still satellite surgery.
Whoa. Well, actually, I've just got...
Well, I think how things have changed.
Yes. Have you ever bought anything off a shopping channel?
Yes,
What?
I have.
Hang on, we'll let the other people... This is for everybody. So have you ever bought anything from a shopping channel? Dave's going first while you think about it. And secondly, was it any good?
Yes, and yes.
Oh.
I bought a Tigger telephone, which was a phone that you had at home and you plugged it into the wall socket.
Yes.
And when people phoned you, Tigger jumped up and down to tell you it was ringing. It was epic. It was a brilliant thing.
Oh, okay.
Loved it.
Afternoon, guys. Fish and chips today. Go off, people, can't you?
I'm going to have pizza, I think.
Are you? I can smell the kitchen from here, and the girls are eating while I'm playing radio. It's not nice, is it?
Maybe we should change this to a different time, you know?
Yes, yes.
When people aren't eating.
I'm trying to think now. I did buy... What did I buy? I bought one of the early MP3 CD Walkman players.
Oh.
And they were really expensive at the time. And it was on Bid Up TV, where the price went up, not down.
That's where I got my Tigger telephone from.
Is
Bid
it?
Up TV.
Yes, it was good. That was a good channel. That was quite fun. And that was really cool when I got it, because it was so good. It got anti-shake. You could put it in your car before car players played MP3s and all that sort of thing. So you could put loads of music on, plug the headphones into jerry rigger, plug it on your car, and you could have all your music. It was wonderful.
Great.
John Wright brought a food blender.
Oh, was it a good food blender?
I don't know. But it's funny, though, if you watch a lot of the stuff that's on shopping channels, and they have incredibly good buyers, trust me.
Yeah.
They are just fantastic. And the other thing to look out for, and you can find them on the web, you have to be lucky, is to find the places that sell off shopping channel leftovers. Because they are so cheap, it's obscene. They look to make something like 10p on the pound.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It is really bonkers. And you can get such cheap toys from it's a bit like that websites that used to be around, they've all gone now, where you could, you bid €1, $1, £1 for a widescreen television, and the lucky winner will be on video here next week. And of course they were. But it's the same with these other stuff as well. You never heard about it.
No, I know that because you can see these YouTube channels. There are people that will buy up these big pallets of Amazon returns.
Yeah.
And some of those are epically amusing. You buy one of these pallets and they deliver it on a truck. And you have no idea what you're getting.
True.
And some of the things that people get are quite frankly scary. And you wonder why on earth do they sell
the
them?
best one I've ever seen was Jan was bidding for some stuff which he got. And on the same pallet, because he sent them all to me, were 3 years and under kids' clothes.
Why do you need 3 years for under kids' clothes?
Well, I didn't really, but then I found out a place where, like an orphanage and things, where I could take them to. And we did. And these were the best dressed kids in Slovakia because they were all from Harrods.
Ooh.
They were all
Harrods?
Harrods, the close of the range. And so they were all just sold off in this thing. And you got kids walking around with silk-lined suits. And, typically they hadn't got two cents to rub together. And we took them out to the head of the village. And he nearly cried. It was amazing. I had a big 4x4 then, and we had an estate car as a used car and several other bits. And we ended up taking 2 trips out to this little village to make sure all the kids had nice clothes. And they did. They were all designer clothes.
Cool.
Bully's special prize. Now that's a good one, John.
What, Bully's special prize?
Yeah, and then they get the boat, and they hadn't got enough money to buy. They didn't have a car, but they get the boat.
This was the thing that you won a speedboat or a jet ski or a caravan, but you haven't got a car. There's a bit of a problem here, gang.
Yeah, somebody who's landlocked county they live in can't really go anywhere with it. But they were terrible on Bully anyway. They were an insult to the roads because they used to give away caravans.
Yes.
That
We
is
don't
not.
like caravans.
And
Although
we
I
get
quite
deluged
like
from.
I quite like the RVs. You can get some really nice RVs if you buy one of those really big ones. But they're better off in America. They don't really work over here.
Yeah. Mitchell says, I used to sell M&S last year's stock in the market and sold that every week. You would do, mate. It's great stock. Yeah, it's incredibly good quality, and it's like a tenth of the price. Really is. But some of those RVs out where Axel lives,
Out in the States, the RVs are epic.
they're cool.
They may as well be a tower block on wheels.
Well, they probably cost you that much in fuel, but I mean, you could genuinely live in one of those if you had to.
Oh yeah. That'd be epic.
I mean, not the trailer park stuff. We don't want to go there, do we, Axel? But
No.
the reality is they've got central heating, hot and cold running water. They've got the whole 9 yards of it, and they're fabulous buildings. Fabulous.
I mean, the thing with it is, if if I was to go out to the States again and I was going out for a long time, I think I'd just hire an RV and drive around the US.
But
'Cause
you
could live
can
in
there
it.
because the fuel costs aren't as bad as they are here.
Well, yes.
Because they
You won't want to try it here because that would be dangerous, I think is the words.
Axel lives on the river, and that's what everybody's got. Campers. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, absolutely nice. And you know, these huge camper trucks, I mean, they are superb. They cost a fortune, by the way, some of them. You're into £100,000 or euros or something.
Oh my God.
Well, they've got satellite telly in them.
I know.
They've got the whole everything.
Internet connectivity,
Yeah.
and everything you need.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. I think they're good. Axel's volunteering to ride with you, Dave, if you do that. He'll be your navigator. It'll be
Fantastic.
the Axel sat-nav voice. Like it.
At the next junction,
Yes.
go wherever you feel the urge.
Yes.
Because everybody will get out the way.
How come our RVs in the UK aren't like the ones in the States? Primarily because of the cost of running them, Mitchell. Simple
And
as
they
that.
wouldn't fit on the road.
No, they're too big. But in terms of in miles per gallon, a lot of these things are like 12 miles to the gallon. So you just couldn't run those big ones. You can buy buses for like two for $3,000. Wow.
Really? Oh my
Now
God.
that would be a fun project, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you could rip all the seats out, panel it all out, and build stuff, and then you'd have a wonderful. But you don't have double deckers, do they? No.
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 I had a band on my show last year, Lilac, and they bought a old yellow.
Engine in it.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Well.
Yes, it was on. It's a rolling road is the techie bit for it, and they fix your car down so they can set it up properly. And
I know you see this on the telly quite a lot.
Yeah.
They put your car on some rollers.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
you drive the nuts off it, and as long as the engine doesn't explode, you're okay.
Yeah, but they set the engine up for you and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And the bloke, he was in charge of it, and he just, for some reason, I wasn't watching the speed. And all of a sudden, at one point, the engine revs just dropped. He took his foot off the accelerator and braked to sort of slow it down because the van was actually rocking from side to side. And he was scared it was going to rock over even though it was on chains. And he said, that's the last time I drive a Ford Transit at 150 miles an hour. And it did. It was on the rolling road at 150 mile an hour. It was lunacy. It really was.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home.
No. And it had television in the back, a stereo. The seats were from a Boeing something or other aircraft. It was all carpeted, had discreet lighting in the back.
It was Eric's passion wagon, really, wasn't it? Come on,
It was
own
filmed.
up.
It was on Silverstone TV.
Yes.
As you do. And that's where I first met Emlyn Hughes. Silverstone.
Oh, hang on.
What? Oh, that's a better one. I like that. That's really good, that one. And eventually it got so well known that he just expected me to be there at Grand Prix and things. And so he would always say, Eric, barbecue's on in a minute. Oh, thanks ever so much, mate. You got the beers? Yeah, I've got the beers. So I would take the beer and he would do the barbecuing. Great.
Right.
Yes. I don't think you'll have as much fun with electric cars like that, you know. I can't see it.
No. But the whole thing with, going back into the old days, you used to be able to do so much not so sensible things with cars. And basically you can't get away with any of them now because there's speed cameras and there's CCTV everywhere. So all those slightly barking mad things that you used to do, you just can't get away now because
No, but
there's too much.
We didn't speed in the darn things. They were just supposed to sound lovely. They were supposed to be able to pull the side of a house down. You would always carry the papers to say how fast it would go, but you'd never do it. It was just the fun of customising. It really was.
Yes.
I mean, there are some things that are now technically illegal, like the steering wheel I had, because it was chain.
Oh no, you can't have one of those now.
No, they're illegal now. They were legal at the time, and it was a chromed piece of chain on 3 sort of sticks coming out that went to the centre bit, and it was perfectly built for the car, but you can't use them anymore now.
No.
Rather sad.
Oh, good news, by the way. I found something.
What?
Here we go. Stand by.
QVC is the shopping channel, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on satellite or cable. Get to know more about QVC and shopping from the comfort of your home. Join Debbie and Heidi from QVC with Eric Wiltshire live on the Satellite Surgery on Wednesday the 8th of March at 8 p.m. UK time.
Oh, it's the lovely Debbie.
It was.
It is, and she's back on there again now.
Oh no.
She does the daytimes now, you know. She's a daytime telly person.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I
She'll be on
know.
This morning soon with Philip and Holly.
No, I don't think she could take the pay cut, to
No.
be honest. But it's funny, that, isn't it? Gosh.
Floored you. There's a long version as well. That was just the short version.
Yeah, I remember. I do remember. Yes, that was Debbie, and I always remember doing my my test.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can shop via satellite or cable from QVC, the shopping channel. Watch it every night this week at 8 p.m. UK time for a special look behind the scenes to help you get the most from shopping at home. Then join Debbie and Heidi from QVC live on the Satellite Surgery with Eric on Wednesday the 8th of March at 8 p.m. to find out more about...
Would I go back to QVC? Yeah. Without even thinking about it.
Wonder if they got hot chocolate there.
I don't know. Yeah, actually, QVC. I think I'm right in saying that QVC is now the biggest jewellers in the whole of Europe.
Yeah, because of that. They have exclusive rights to that gemstone, don't they? Now,
Yeah,
what's
I know.
it called?
Tanzanite.
I can't remember.
I think it's Tanzanite. Can't remember. But no, yes, it is a bit more female these days, but the techie bits aren't so bad. And I have to apologise to people on You Now. You Now is playing up terribly today. So if you are struggling, go over to Facebook because that's quite solid. Actually, the interweb's really struggling today. I don't know if you noticed that.
I've had a few issues, yes.
Yes.
But we're still going. It's okay.
So Axel says, so Eric, you was a salesman. Yeah. But I didn't. No, it was
Dimonique.
Dimonique. That's
Dimonique?
it. Dimonique. That was them.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah, Ideal World does still cater for both. I was associated with Ideal World as well. That was up in Norwich.
Yes.
But it was just the difference with QVC, although I know they sell what I will call politely boxed toys or boxed gifts that never come out of the boxes again. Most of their stuff does what it says on the tin. It really does. And I think that's what gives you the confidence to do the presentation. Sure it is. Must be.
Okay, pop quiz time. When did QVC UK first go on air?
Ooh, early 90s.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, it first went on air on the 1st of October. Name the year.
I'm thinking 93, 94.
Oh, spot on, 93.
Thank you very much. I'm thinking. No, it was. There's something about it that when you I mean, one product I sold was, and I can't remember the name, the Phantom. That was what it was called, the Phantom. And the Phantom was a very clever box that this guy had made that worked with a VHS recorder and a digital satellite box. Because originally you had digital satellite but no digital recorder. So he built this little box that worked alongside the EPG, Electronic Program Guide, and it took pulses from all of this and it sent them off to the video recorder. And to connect it up, all you had to do was plug it into the SCART plug, remember those? Or the SCART socket. And you had this little infrared thing that went in front of the VHS. It didn't need any batteries because it charged itself up from the SCART socket. So the way I sold it was quite simple. Guys, have you ever been in the position where she who must be obeyed comes home and she said, "Have you recorded EastEnders then, Dave?" And Dave goes,
No.
the electric was off. No, not true. And I did all of these sort of things, and I go, then that costs you how much in perfume, how much in flowers, da-di-da-di-da. And this little box is only $19.99, and it will save your bacon for you. Blah, blah, blah. And by the time you get to that point, the lights just go boom, because every fella thinks, Christ, perfume, flowers, that's 50 quid. Little box for $19.99, I'll have that. And it did work.
One of those and it'll work.
Yeah, it did that. And it's just fun. And as I said earlier, Mitchell, go to shoppingtelly.com. There is some video of me on QVC there, because the lovely Chris who runs that, it wasn't that long ago I spoke to him actually. He said, "No, I'm not going to take it off." He said, "That's quite fun. That's Eric." I went, "Okay." So is there some good... I don't think there's any QVC on YouTube, Steve. I think it's on specialist sites. There used to be quite a few of them. It was a sub-business. These websites used to get massive hits, and they would be sponsored by the TV channels themselves. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because shopping telly is still a huge business. In fact, it's massive business. Anyways.
That's why there's so many channels.
Yeah. I mean,
Did you get anybody else who bought stuff off shopping telly channels? So I've been away, so I haven't been viewing what's been going on the message boards.
No, I got a bit lost.
Oh, my word.
I've
I've just scrolled. I think I've just got repetitive strain in it.
Who says wind the window up or tape the programme? Well, actually, broadcasters still use the term VT.
Yes.
Which is technically
Roll VT.
Roll VT, which is technically wrong because it's videotape, and we don't do videotape anymore. Wind the window up. Do you know, I fall into that category sometimes, and I still fall into the category of dialing a phone number.
Yes, dial a phone number.
Yeah, because I can't push button a phone number.
No.
No, that's wrong. It's just wrong on every sort of level. Thanks, Paul, for inviting all your mates. Very kind of you.
The other big one is the PIN number you have with your bank card, because of course your PIN number is your personal identification number.
Yes. Number.
Number.
Yes, exactly. That gets very good.
So that always goes badly wrong. So that one doesn't work either.
My friend Paul lives in Los Angeles, has a shopping channel called Greenberg Direct.
Ooh,
I haven't
who
seen
says that?
Oh. That's from Mitchell. I don't remember that one, and I'm pretty good with that. No, I can't remember that one at all. No, not on my radar for some reason. Axel's still working on the new Wash Your Hands song, which is really
Excellent.
good. Thank you, sir. Excellent work on that one. And The History of Shopping Channels by Eric. Well, no, actually...
Could be another book.
It wasn't shopping telly to begin with.
No.
It was shopping radio. Honestly, in America, there was advertorial shopping stuff where there'd be these huge swathes of programming, which was how shopping telly got started. It nicked the idea from radio, as they often do. In America, of course. In America,
Yes.
not in the UK.
In America.
And if you look back in the 50s and 60s, the amount of shopping radio there was enormous. It was a multi-million-dollar business. It was huge. In fact, it far outweighed the classified ads in papers, which did do quite well, but not that well. But with radio, you can... I mean, I remember being down in Camberley on a station one day with the owner, and even he was the owner of the building, and he wasn't sure something would work. I said, well, look, tell you what, I'll call Roy and we'll do it, and then we'll do it on a commission basis. And he said, yeah, okay, we can do that. And I couldn't get hold of Roy, so I just did it anyway, but me being me. And when he came back after, he said, my good God, see how much money the station's made? I said, yeah, makes sense.
What station was that then?
QEFM.
For Europe on Astra. Quality Europe FM.
That one.
That's the one that Keith Lewis and I used to wreck regularly. Is there a It'll Be All Right on the Night for Shopping TV? There has been one.
It should be.
No, there has been one. It was on ITV. They did a shopping telly special where things went wrong. In fact, I think I'll have to ask
I can hear
Debbie.
the cogs winning.
I'll have to ask Debbie if she's still got knows where there's a copy of it online, and we'll share it
We'll share it.
because she was on it.
Oh.
I think she dropped something on the floor and it buffed all over the place. She broke lots of things. Scotland's tightening the rules. BBC Breaking News, says Steve. And the bigger version is from Ian that Dave will read out.
Oh, hang on. Wrong screen up. I've got all these things. Oh,
I'll start. You take the second paragraph. COVID restrictions around takeaway and click and collect servicing in Scotland are to tighten.
Only shops selling essential items such as clothing, footwear, baby equipment, homeware, and books will be allowed to offer click and collect. Takeaways can no longer allow customers indoors and must instead operate from a hatch or doorway. The new rules will come into force on Saturday.
So they're copying us again.
Well, it's interesting because I had an email from, or saw the email from the CEO of McDonald's, who has been quite vocal during the whole COVID thing and updating all of his customers. And he was basically saying that's what McDonald's were going to be doing. They were no longer going to allow customers indoors. The only way of getting a takeaway from them would be via somebody like Just Eat, or what's the other one? I can't remember. Deliveroo.
Yeah.
And drive-ins would operate, and if your vehicle wouldn't fit through a drive-through, you could park up in the car park, use the app to order, and you had to just tell them which parking bay number you were in the car park, and a man would come out with a paper bag.
Well, that's actually all right for handicapped people. You know, people that have got loss of their legs or something, they can still go and get a Mac.
Well, yeah.
That's a good idea.
There are ways around this, and they said they were not allowing people to go into the stores, but they were investigating a way of having people turn up and be able to claim food. So whether that means you have to stand in a numbered square in the car park and
Probably.
order on your app, I don't know.
We're going to say hello to Trina.
Hello, Trina.
Hello,
Have you
Trina.
only just arrived?
Yeah, she's been asleep.
Where have you been? You've missed so much fun.
Have they finally realised that newspapers aren't essential? No. That's never going to happen.
No.
And do you know why? Because the politicians are too afraid of them. Oh, sorry, Steve. I didn't mean that as an offensive word.
Oh.
I'm thinking more... No. Well, how does one cover that then?
Yes.
How does one cover that
What word should we be using that's
Yeah,
not
educate us. That's what you're supposed to do.
apparently? Oh, on my end, that message has just disappeared.
Yeah,
as
mine
well.
as well. We had a bit of a result on Monday, didn't we?
Did we?
Yes.
Are we back to Larry?
No.
Oh,
we mentioned
yes, I
something
know.
on at lunchtime.
We were
and
talking at lunchtime about the videos that were floating around of hospitals that were empty, and sort of saying, well, hang on a minute, you're actually showing the bits that were closed anyway. Perhaps you ought to go and video the bits which actually have everybody in. And,
exactly what we said.
Exactly what we said, and we even mentioned the hospital just down the road from me. And lo and behold, a little bit later on in the afternoon, I sent Eric an email with attachment from BBC News with exactly the same story in. Hello, BBC News, if you're listening.
Yes, hello BBC News. We've been told there's a hole that's appeared in Oxford Circus at the moment. We're looking into it.
Yes, and don't forget, if you are from BBC News,
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can shop via satellite or cable from QVC, the shopping channel. Watch it every night this week at 8 p.m. UK time for a special look behind the scenes to help you get the most from shopping at home. Then join Debbie and Heidi from QVC live on the Satellite Surgery with Eric on Wednesday the 8th of March at 8 p.m. to find out more about...
I love that stinger. I loved it.
If you put that on your news channel, it'll be as late as everything else, because I think that dates back to 93 or 94.
Something like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, my quick rant is please, there's too many people dying. There's too many dying. Share that video of washing your hands that we put on RTI Radio on Facebook, the one that a lot of you have seen already. Share it around, guys. That we put the singing version of Wash Your Hands on that particular little promo, so you can share it with friends. People have asked us before about getting the clip, and so I've done that this morning. Axel says, have a good day, Eric and Dave, and all the RTO fans. Be safe and wash your hands. Spot on, Axel. You got to do it, otherwise...
Wash your hands. Stay inside unless you really, really, really have to go out. And
if you want to go out, ask yourself the question again and again. Do I have to go out?
Do you have to go out? And if you want to chat, there are lots of people you can chat to online. You can talk to your friends via Zoom or Skype or Facebook online or WhatsApp video. There are loads of ways of getting in contact with people. So keep talking to your mates. Wash your hands. Only go out when you need to. And we'll all get through this together.
Yes, you read the script. Paul's off as well. He says, bye-bye, everybody. Thank
See you later,
for that, Paul. Good man. And we'll be back on Friday with a postcard from Pop Brad. Hello to all the... Oh, lots of YouTubers. Thank you.
Hello, YouTubers.
Hello.
And
as I say,
everybody else.
please share that around. I've called it a campaign, and I really mean it. You know, I want you guys to be back here next year. Really. Please share with everybody on your feeds, on your news feeds, on your Twitters and all the rest of it. Just share, because if you don't, we can't have fun mucking about with you. And put your face mask on properly. Cover your nose. Spot on, Mitchell. Absolutely right, mate. You're dead right all over the place. Anyway, we got to go. And so we'll... Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. We'll say goodbye, David.
We will. I'm back on Thursday evening at 9 o'clock UK, 10 o'clock CET with David Philp, Part 2.
Wow, can't wait for that. First one was brilliant. So we got to go. We'll see you on Friday. Dave will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, remember this little message.
RTI.
Hello.
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 Hello.